Hey there! Today I'm going to teach you how to update your working firmware, customize your Keymap, or even fix it if you bought it and haven't been able to connect your keyboard yet, or if only one half is working.
So stick around until the end as I'll try to help you configure and create your first firmware and download it to your keyboard.
Well, the first thing that we need to do is to look for the ZMK firmware from working. Directly on Google, you will find the keyboard creators repository, and with that, we'll be able to fork this repository to edit our ZMK firmware. So coming here, we can fork it, creating a copy of this repository on our GitHub.
Once that's done, we'll have this repository on our GitHub, but we'll need to edit our Keymap, adjust the configurations, modify, whatever it might be. And for that, we can simply search for ZMK editor on Google and we'll find this first website. And on this initial website, we'll be presented with several options, but we'll opt to begin by connecting through GitHub. Within the ZMK editor, you'll have the capability to implement all the desired modifications to your layers, your combos, your macros, essentially, to fully personalize your keyboard exactly to your preferences. And following these adjustments, the save option will then become available right here at the top of the screen. When you click save, it will give us a commit message. In my case, I've already created a firmware to perform the update here. And right after saving, in your repository, if you navigate to actions, you will see that your runs will be available here.
You'll need to wait for your very last run, your final workflow, to complete its process. And once that's done, once it has finished, by scrolling down here, right in the summary section, you will then be able to see your keyboard's firmware.
You're going to download it and it will be a zip file. You'll then extract this zip file into a separate folder. Inside that folder, you will find a reset configuration, a specific configuration for the left side, and another configuration for the right side.
And for us to do the reset, it's a bit complicated, it's a bit difficult to understand, but I'll try to show it in the best way possible. First step, we're going to turn on the keyboard. Here then is the little switch, the power button, so I turned it on. I'm going to connect the keyboard to the computer. Now, with a wire or some kind of key, we need to close this reset contact. So, how exactly do we go about doing this? We're going to keep scraping right here because we have to simulate what would be a double click of a mouse and then continue holding it down. First, you just rest it here, wait for a moment, and then you move the wire back and forth and hold it down firmly again on top. It can be a little bit tricky, but you'll definitely get the hang of it eventually.
And it worked. On the computer, it showed up right away as nice nano.
So now on this side, I have the nice nano connected to the left portion. I'm basically going to drag the left side into the nice nano itself. So that's essentially what I'm doing here. Please remember, do not confuse the sides, because otherwise it simply won't operate, and immediately when I drag it, it will proceed to transfer the files and quite possibly power off the keyboard.
So he dragged the files, turned off the keyboard and disconnected it. So it's no longer showing up here on the computer, and now we just need to do the same for the other side. So let's disconnect the keyboard to switch it off, and then we'll perform the entire process for the opposite side. And then I will turn on the keyboard.
I'm connecting. And I'll try to show you here on the computer how it's connecting, okay? So I'm going to try to simulate a double click and hold. Alright, I've managed to get it done. So basically, it's a little bit annoying, but you'll definitely be able to get it done. So now, let's go ahead and move to the right side.
So the right side, we're going to drag it over to the right.
In it shut down, so the keyboard has already turned off and now it's completely reset. I've already powered it off, so now I have both components fully updated. On my computer, I'm going to forget my working device and then I'll pair it up again. So, what am I going to do now regarding the first steps? I'm going to switch on the left side.
So I turned on the left side. I'll wait for about 10 seconds and then I'll turn on the right side. Now I need to access one of my Bluetooth profiles, so I know that my settings map is by pressing these two buttons, and I'm going to select my top button, which would be my profile 0.
It has already appeared here for me on the computer, so I'm going to connect. If everything went correctly, it still hasn't connected. Since it didn't connect, and I'm already selected on the 0 profile, I'm going to perform a full reset, which is this specific button for me on my Keymap, as you can clearly see right here. So I've performed the clear action, and now I am selecting my first profile. I'm back again, and I'm connected. It is quite normal. Sometimes it just gets stuck on the device, but now it has connected, so it's functioning normally.
I truly hope that I've been able to provide some assistance. The Working is an absolutely incredible keyboard, but for first-time ZMK users, it can honestly be quite a challenge to get started with, and that's all for now. I really hope that you've enjoyed this. Thank you so much.